get angry with God. Never once did he really get angry with anybody, and he had all the right to. My gosh, he lost everything. But the answer to Job's prayers and the answer to what people were saying was, God has a plan, and he gave Job everything back tenfold more. And basically Job's friends and Job's wife they were told they're going to hell for not believing and not trusting in God, and downing Job when he was just loving God. He was doing the right thing. He showed to be the righteous man in the end. And if the others don't learn from Job's fidelity towards God, then they're not going to make it. Job was very favored in God and got everything back. That's a good lesson to learn through the book of Job. It's very confusing to read, but you can get on YouTube and find a lot out about Job and to break it down. So when bad things happen, why do they happen? People get cancer and die. Well, that's a blessing for that person per se. They go to heaven. Pat at SOM the other day told me whenever a friend of mine died this week, and I said, I don't know why everybody's dying in my life. There's a lot of people sick. I lost a lot of friends in the last couple of years, and recently 2 of them. And she said, John, don't look at it this way. You are missing somebody you love, and she's leaving family and teenage daughters behind. But look at it this way: there's people on the other side that are glad to see them. And it's like taking a trip to Europe. The people you leave behind in America miss you, but the people in Europe are happy to see you. Now, again, it's space and time thing. I don't know how that all works, but there was something very profound about that. I got a friend of mine who, from childhood, had kidney problems, and I went to see him today. He's basically shut in now. He's our age, and he had kidney problems for the longest time, and they had a tube in there to drain it, and he lost jobs over it. He begged the doctors to take the kidney out, and they wouldn't do it. So they're not going to take a perfect kidney out. And he suffered. He lost jobs. He was in and out of the hospital through the years, and he was patient, even though he's lost everything in marriage. They finally took the kidney out, and he got his life back together. He felt so good. I remember the day he told me, he's like, oh my gosh, I feel so good, I get my life back. And man, you want to talk about the story of Job. And this guy, he got slammed by a bus. A bus T-boned him, ran a stop sign, whatever. It wasn't his fault at all, and it T-bones him. So long story short, he lawsuit goes nowhere, and he if he does get anything, it'll take years, and he'll get a couple $1,000. And he was laid up. He had lost another job over it all. And as he started to get better on this, he had some other health issues, his back and stuff, but he got pretty good again. And they went to replace a second kneecap on him, which is a routine thing to do. He's had one replaced, no problem. They wanted to do a nerve block or something on him. 1 in a million shot for that needle to hit right where that nerve is. Well, knowing Freddie and the black cloud of Job that hangs over him also, that needle hit the nerve, and he lost 18 inches of his nerve on his leg. He can't walk. He's shut in. We didn't realize how bad it was. I didn't anyhow. As we went to one funeral to a friend of ours, a real good friend of his, he couldn't make it. He was in a nursing home. And you talk about bad things happen to bad people or good people. He was crying today, because his life's so screwed up. And another friend found out that he was laid up and he had nothing. He was laying in his bedroom. All he had to contact the outside world was a phone and TV. He didn't have a computer or anything. And my buddy, we all got together and chipped in and bought a computer. My buddy, it was great. A friend of mine decided to do something wonderful for him, and all the friends chipped in, and we got $700 together and bought him a computer for $400. And Bob cleaned the computer up, gave it to him, and Freddie was crying. That was a week ago. Freddie's still crying. He's so happy that he has such good friends, that he's looking at all the little things that are wonderful in life. And the big things, man, he's got some big things hitting him. We're moving him next weekend, so he can't even do his stairs at his apartment complex. So is that evil that takes him down? Is that evil that does these things? No. Through him, you look at the good things that have happened. Our friends, our great group of friends got together and did something wonderful and learned a lesson from it to reach out and help somebody. And we all look at Freddie and we're so amazed how that guy, just like Job, he doesn't curse God. He still goes to church. He's got a wonderful sister that helps him out daily. But that's not evil. That's humanity. That's God teaching us to work together, to help each other, to pray for each other. Those aren't evil. That's God's plan. It sucks, but that's God's plan. And so whatever happens in life, you might feel like it's evil, but call a spade a spade. That's not evil. That's God just teaching you. I can tell you, my journey. 8 months ago, I changed. A lot of things happened that were bad up to that point. I did a lot of bad things up to that point. But those bad things that happened to me, there were some terrible stuff in my life. I had a good life. Everything was going well, but I would get down about the dumbest things in life. But it happened. It wasn't evil. God pushed me in a direction because of these things, and because of these things, it changed my heart. I don't know how it all works, but believe you me, all the hard times builds character. You hate to hear that, and you're like, well, what do I need character? I'd rather have a good day, not watch my kids suffer, or not watch my family members get sick. But you learn something through all that. Just remember, when you die, you only take 2 things with you when you go to heaven. 2 things. People, what do you mean 2 things? Well, obviously you take your soul. But the other thing that you take with you is what gets you into heaven or sends you directly to hell. And that's your character. I can tell you right now, Freddie's got amazing character. I want to ride that guy's coattails on the way to heaven because he's blessed. He has a way of not calling it evil and just saying it's not evil. If you call it evil, you let it beat you down because people say, well, I can't beat evil, it's bigger than me. But if you call it evil, then you've already lost the battle. Call it a learning experience. It is. It really is. Evil does exist in this world, but evil doesn't affect us. Padre Pio was very gifted. He was allowed to see the demons that ran the earth, and he said at one point that there's more demons that are running around whispering in people's ears. There's more demons than there ever were. At any one time, there's more demons on this planet than there were of humans in the whole entire history of human beings in thousands of years. That's pretty impressive that there's that many demons running around that we don't see whispering in our ears. But the funny thing about demons is they fear us. They don't like to have light shed on them. They run around like little flies in the dark. They stick to the things that stink. They go to the weak, and they don't even respect the weak. Once they get somebody down to their bottomless pit, down in their luck drinking, they don't even respect those people. They're the ones that got them there. They got no respect. They're just like, look at this piece of crap. We talked him into it. He's so weak. They don't even, when you go to hell, they don't even respect you. You think, some people think the devil's their friend. Well, they get there and they find out the devil doesn't even like them anymore because the devil's so miserable that they don't even like being around anybody, but they like making people miserable. The way to treat, if you ever were near evil, I think it was Mother Teresa said one time she woke up and rolled over and saw a demon laying in her bed next to her trying to scare her, whatever they do. She says the best way to handle evil is just to look at it and ignore it. I guess what she said, she looked at it and said, oh, it's you. I'm going back to sleep. Rolled back over, closed her eyes. The demon didn't know what to do with that. So how do you deal with evil? You don't. You just ignore it. When it's attacking you, when you feel things, you feel lust, or you feel desires, or you feel like you're overcome by suggestions of demons. Yeah, there's ways to deal with that. And I heard recently, someone said, just don't get behind you. And Jesus said, get behind me, Satan. He told that one to it was Peter or Paul, or it was Peter. He said, get behind me. When he said that he won't let him die in Jerusalem when Jesus revealed what was going to happen. And Peter said, no, I won't let that happen. He said, get behind me, Satan. He was trying to, save God, but so there's another prayer you can do. Besides that, you can always say, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, I bind you and I put you at the foot of the cross for Jesus to judge. That's a very powerful one. You always do the sign of the cross. If you're Catholic, the demons hate that. But that's how you deal directly with a frontal attack of evil. But the rest of it, recognize what is evil. The devil doesn't make the car crashes. God allows those things for His greater plan, the glory of God. I came across a car wreck one day. It was a very ugly scene. I got in the back seat. I held the girl's head, and her boyfriend was just going hysterical. And I told him, "Come over here and talk to her." Was that evil? No, it was a wonderful experience to go through.